Hello dears, and welcome back to the channel Benidorm by Anna. It's time for Benidorm's news update and Spanish news update from our sunny country of Spain, obviously. Today we have three different news to share with you guys. These news are very interesting, very intriguing, and some of them are even hilarious. Let's start with first news. The first one is about the situation in tourism right now. Obviously, you know that we're in a peak season. It's the busiest time of the year, and starting from when we eliminated all the restrictions, Benidorm as well as all other coastal areas started to have some issues with the lack of workers in hosteleria, lack of workers in bars, restaurants, cafeterias, and etc. Finally, the Association of Restaurants in Benidorm has admitted that they managed to get some more workers to work in hosteleria sector for this peak season up until the end of September. However, it's still not enough. There's a lot of restaurants and bars that start to receive quite bad reviews, even though the food was fantastic. However, people say mostly that they've been waiting between 45 minutes to 1 hour, maybe 1 hour, even and a half, for their place, for their menu to be served. Long wait for the notes to be taken, long wait for the drinks, for everything. Obviously, it's peak season. We know that it's busy. However, there's obvious shortage of staff still in the hosteleria here in Benidorm. Comparing to previous year, though, we managed to get still 427 people more in hosteleria than it previously was in 2022 season. So it's a good news, but we are nowhere near close to the situation, to the numbers that we actually need to have in order to make sure that the good service is being given, that there is no queues, no people just waiting at a table for 1 hour for a pizza or for a pasta dish or even for a simple salad or snacks, and make sure that everyone are well attended and the waiters that are working don't have a double amount of work than they should be having by law. So this is the situation right now. Beach is very busy, both Levante and Poniente one. The old town is extremely busy in the evening, especially at night time, not so much in the morning. The port of Benidorm, all the theme parks and attraction parks, Terra Mythica, Aqualandia, Mondomar, Terra Natura, and Aqua Natura are really busy. The worst time of the year to go to theme parks if you want a slightly quieter holiday. If you don't mind queues, if you don't mind waiting, then still a good time to travel. But if it's not the case, then you should know that the best season for traveling to Benidorm is outside the peak months, July and August. All the rest of the months are absolutely fine. Even beginning of July, still it's okay. But starting from then, a lot of people are visiting our town, even though the temperatures are really high, and there's another heat wave starting today, which we'll talk about at the end of this video. The second news that I wanted to share with you all comes from Benidorm. This is the news that I've seen in two newspapers. You have them here on the screen, and this news basically says Benidorm plans to re-educate British tourists. You know, you automatically think about the drunk tourism, you automatically think about the British street, but it has nothing to do with it actually. This is the article, these are two articles that say that Benidorm is, its intention, they're trying their best to reinvent inside of the brand new touristic model and make it more sustainable and more profitable at the same time. Profitable long term, not just a short term profits. And the Association of Restaurants in Benidorm actually revealed a very interesting fact. I didn't know they were doing it. I knew they were changing the concept of tourism. I knew that they had specific preferences for which kind of tourism they want to attract from now on to Benidorm. I knew they're making more quality places to stay, a fancier restaurant, something better quality in general, but I did not know they were doing this. Their intention is to re-educate the British so that they would prioritize to eat well during their holidays. What they want to do is to promote the gastronomy, the typical Spanish gastronomy, and the quality between the tourists, so that people wouldn't go like to fast food places, all of that's all right sometimes as well. The main focus that they want to do is to re-educate people, show what the Spanish gastronomy is like, show what the love for the paella is like here in Valencian community, what our typical rices are, what the typical plates are, the Spanish tapas, which is a history of Spain. This is like a way of life, how we always say it in our Benidorm by Anna tours website. We even have a specific tour which has tapas included. This is a tapas tour where we go and try some best tapas in Benidorm and let you know about its history, why it's called actually tapas, because not a lot of people know why the name has popped up like this. You can find all the information about it on our official website, Benidorm by Anna Tours, and some more private tours that we offer. It's only for yourself or for your family members, the group that you are traveling with. There's not going to be any other people there, which is why it's called private tours. These are exclusively and personally designed for each person and for each family that books a tour with us. That being said, some of the dates, Benidorm receives more than half of its tourists from UK. A lot of tourists, that what they know about Spanish, typical Spanish food is paella, but not so much. It's more pulpo or patatas, like patatas bravas. Let us know, by the way, which typical traditional Spanish foods did you know before you checked our videos? Which one would you ask if you would be coming here to Benidorm or to Spain in general to try it out? It'll be very interesting to see how much do you know about typical Spanish foods. Making it more accessible, giving people the option and promoting typical Spanish gastronomy, typical Spanish meals, plates and foods in between paellas, rices and tapas. It's a great news. It's a great idea. I'm very happy that Benidorm is doing it. However, I don't think that it should be more expensive. There's a lot of budget tapas bars. There's a lot of cheaper options that have great quality. You do not need to spend a fortune when you come here to town on holidays, simply because you want to try some traditional meals, which is sometimes a misconcept that tourists have. They think that they need to spend a big amount of money in order to try some nice paella with lobster, maybe even with like seafood, that they will spend hundreds of euros. And actually, that's not true at all. By the way, the previous video that we've published just yesterday, we've showed you La Cala near Benidorm, between Finestrat and Benidorm in the area of La Cala Beach. We've showed you 19 bars, restaurants, and tapas places, and a couple of them have some of the best paellas of the area, including the seafood one and the huge lobster paella. So check that video if you still did not do it, because there's a lot of interesting options, not too expensive ones for you to explore. And the last news that I wanted to share with you all is about a strange thing that you probably will see in Benidorm up until 15th of August. This is something that we did not know. It's because we've seen it. So as a result, we asked, and then only today, we've seen the information in the newspapers stating why this is happening. If you go to Benidorm beach areas, the old town, you might be able to see some police officers that do not look like normal police officers in Benidorm. And you might think, are they scamming people? Who are they? Are they legit police officers? What is going on here? Yes, they are legit 100% police officers. They are police officers from France. Very interesting thing. I've asked what was going on. Maybe there was an issue, something in Benidorm, because I needed to know in order to inform you guys. But I was told that this is a project that is being done every few years. Every now and then, Spain and Benidorm collaborates with the international police. So our national police, our local police department collaborates with the international ones. And we bring them here to Benidorm to help us out in summer season. And also like this, they obviously can learn how police officers are working here in the area, how the patrol is working, what they do, which kind of issues do they face day to day. It's like an Erasmus experience, but you have police officers. So they will be here up until 15th of August. they are helping out with the attention both towards the citizens of Benidorm and all Spain, as well as to international tourists. They're answering all their questions. Obviously, those who came here, they do speak Spanish, or at least they do speak English and French, obviously, so that they could help out to as many tourists as possible, let them know where things are located, let them know what they should do in case something happens. They're fully trained for it. So don't be afraid if you see them on the streets. They're not scamming you. They're not someone who tries to steal something. They're legit police officers, but just from France. By the way, they are not, why it was strange to me, they are not wearing Spanish uniform, obviously, because they're not Spanish police officers. They are wearing their official uniform from France. So if you are from France, you might be confused, but here they are up until 15th of August. And what they are doing is they are going through Levante Beach, Poniente Beach. They're going through the city center and the old town and the park of Elche, the famous Dove Park by the port of Benidorm. And usually they go by feet. However, they can also use official authorized vehicles to pass in case it's necessary. And you can ask them whatever questions you have, whatever you need to know, any kind of help you need. They will always help you out while they are here in Benidorm town. And now let's talk about the weather. What is happening in Spain? Because there's another purple alert, which means that we're welcoming another heat wave, which will be here up until the end almost of this week. The temperatures are not so high. However, the humidity that we have here, the real feel is way higher than official temperatures actually are at. This heat wave will be here at least up until Thursday at night, maybe even more throughout the weekend. We'll see how it goes. And so far, we do know that this is a hot air mass that's coming here, the humidity that's also adding up with all of it. And mostly it's in almost all Spain, except for some parts of north, where it's obviously way more chilly than it is here in the Mediterranean area or north or south parts of Spain. As for the temperatures, we will reach during this week between 36 and 46 degrees. 46, the worst is in Andalusia, in Granada, in Sevilla, like those areas as usually suffer the most in summer. And here today we have 32, 33 degrees, but the real feel is of 36, 37. It's impossible to stay in the sunshine for a long time, so bear that in mind. Drink a lot of water, use some sun hats, use sunscreen protection, please. And after sun, cooling after sun as well with aloe vera. That's the best thing that you can do. And do not expose yourself for a lot of time on the peak times of the day, like midday when the sun is the most active. Here, Thursday and Friday, we might have around 40 degrees real feel some specific parts of the day, but afterwards it should be way better once this heat wave will be officially over. The water temperature actually is still increasing. It's of about 28.4 degrees, which is quite nice. Not gonna lie, the beach is incredible, amazing in all our Mediterranean area, so you will be able to enjoy during your holidays here in Benidorm, but please take all necessary precautions. Thank you for accompanying us on today's Benidorm news update from Costa Blanca, Spain, and we'll see each other tomorrow in a brand new video. Bye, Dees.